Down to Chris Matthews in the spin room with the mayor of New York.
I've got the mayor of New York here, Brian Bill de Blasio. I thought you punched above your weight tonight. I thought you got into the fight. But I thought it was important that you and Tulsi Gabbard, the congresswoman from Hawaii, were very good at bringing up the issue of war and peace, because that has been a concern of most of my friends on the progressive front ever since we got into that stupid war in Iraq.
And Chris, we haven't learned our lesson. I mean, that 10 minutes away from war with Iran, 10 minutes away. And I wanted people to understand, for me, it's very personal, and I think for so many Americans. I mean, look, I watched my dad suffer from the Battle of Okinawa for decades thereafter. And the whole family was affected. And our family ended up broken up, and he ended up taking his own life.
And that was the good war.
That was the good war. But he didn't get the support he needed, even with all the good we gave to our World War II vets. He didn't get the help he needed. You know what's happened to the young people coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan. So how do we not learn the lesson? And after Vietnam, we said, War Powers Act. We're going to let the Congress decide. There's going to be a debate. But Donald Trump was 10 minutes away from making the decision.
Well, let's talk about your own party, and then I'll get to the progressive issues, the other progressive issues. Joe Biden supported the Iraq War.
Yep.
Hillary Clinton supported the Iraq War. Yep. John Kerry. Why did all those smart people, best and brightest, support a stupid war?
Because
they're all Democrats.
I think it's the same problem you started to see on the stage tonight on some other issues. Democrats being afraid to be Democrats, being afraid to be progressives, afraid to say, yeah, we're different. We are not the party of war. We're perfectly clear about national security. We will protect our people. But that doesn't mean getting into every war that comes along and being reckless about it. I feel like Democrats for decades have been ashamed to be Democrats too often and have been scared of their own shadows. I think tonight is an opportunity for us to start to figure out who we are. And this whole campaign, I say, let's get back to our roots. We're supposed to be the party of working people.
Let's bring it home to New York. You represent the world's great financial capital, New York, of Wall Street. How do you take on Wall Street? Senator Warren talked about it tonight. She was challenged, I guess, from other people. But what's the progressive going to do to fix our system where the 1% make it all?
Repeal the Trump tax cuts for the wealthy and corporations. Raise that tax rate up to the Dwight Eisenhower levels, 70% or more. That was when this country was actually working in so many more ways, and there was some kind of shared prosperity and real regulation of Wall Street. Don't water down Dodd-Frank. Intense, make it more intense, make it stronger. But look,
how do you win a race like that when Trump has the till out there for billions of dollars in advertising next year to make his case to protect him and his point of view and interest from people like you and Senator Warren? They're going to spend every dime they can to stop you guys.
I think you're absolutely right, but there's no question we have a working majority in America if we can excite it. Think about who stayed home in 2016.
Are you really in this race?
Yes, sir.
I thought tonight for the first time, I'm being blunt.
Yeah.
I felt you were in this fight for real, not just one of the guys at the end of the row. Are you going to get to the center this summer? When are you going to get to the center of this fight?
Chris, I've started as an underdog literally every election, including for mayor of New York City, and I worked my way to that center, and then one day I was ahead. That's what I have to do here. And I know I've done it myself. I
believe in you tonight.
Thank you,
I think you got in the fight.
Thank you.
Stay in it. Good luck.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.